Good morning, everyone. We are going to be talking about how you can transmute your emotions to reach higher states of consciousness. Now, this is a conversation that may go against certain things like The Secret, where it's like only feel good, only think positive, the positive affirmations, and how that's a lot of bullshit. And you can actually come to a deeper embodiment by meeting your emotions and allowing them to be here. And through that, you can actually unlock higher states of consciousness. So let's talk about what emotions are. They are energy within the body. They are experiences that we have that is feedback that is telling us how we feel about certain situations. And this is based upon our beliefs as well as our past experiences of reality. So these things aren't exactly true. They don't make a certain situation true. If you're feeling fear, that fear could be from a past experience and that you're still carrying within your body. So, what a lot of people will do is say, I don't want to feel the fear. I don't want to experience this. I want to shut it down, suppress it, and hide from it. The same is said for anger, frustration, sadness. These are emotions that a lot of people have shame about, as well as stuff like desire, lust. These things have been labeled as bad. But that is the problem because in the labeling of these emotions, what happens is an individual suppresses them. They push them down beneath the surface and don't allow themselves to experience it. And this won't work. It won't work if you are suppressing your emotions because what you're doing is you're actually attaching to that lower vibratory energy. You're keeping it within yourself because you're not allowing it to move through your body. So your resistance to it is actually an attachment to not feeling that emotion. So this keeps you stuck because that emotion now has nowhere else to go but being stored within your body. This is your somatic body within the self where all your emotions are stored. So how do we change that? Well, firstly, we want to look at David Hawkins' scale of consciousness. This is something that we can actually look at to see where different emotions and states of being are related to the level of consciousness an individual has. So, shame, guilt, fear, anger, sadness are lower states of consciousness. I believe in that order, shame being one of the lowest, guilt being another one of the lowest. And so when we're refusing to feel these emotions, we're holding on to them and holding on to that state of lower consciousness and lower vibratory energy. What happens when we feel them, we're actually bringing love and presence into that experience and allowing it to be within the body. This is actually a higher state of consciousness on his scale. That's sitting at 500 around there, where the lower states of consciousness, such as shame and guilt, are about at 10 to 20. And so this changes the dynamic of bringing love in. And in this, you may feel the shame, you may feel the guilt, but this allows it to begin to be transmuted within your body so you can actually move beyond it. This is powerful because this allows you to change, this allows your state to change. And what you're doing is pulling these lower vibratory energies through your being so you can step into a higher state of consciousness, so you can develop and become a higher state of being. So when you begin to feel these, and this is why trauma can keep us stuck because that is generally a density of suppressed emotions that are of lower vibratory. It's shame, guilt, frustration, anger, sadness. And that's not to say it's bad, it's just that there's been emotion that's been stuck there because we hadn't been given the permission to feel it and go through that experience. So we're holding onto that. And that's why when we begin to do trauma healing, is we can have these massive experiences that shift a lot within our dynamics because we're changing how we're relating to that and we're allowing these emotions that were at a heavier density to move so we can change our way of being and become something else. So feel your emotions basically, and it will change your life.